Good morning and welcome to EdTech Reviews. My name is Kieran Briggs and we're going to today look at Google Classroom. Now you may have seen I've done videos on Google Classroom before, but this is more of an information video about what's happening with Google Classroom. So a few weeks ago, Google released the beta version of their new idea of what Google Classroom is going to be like. They're hoping to roll it out sometime in the autumn, but there's lots of feedback going on about what's happening, so things may change at the moment. So just be aware of that when I show you things. We're going to look at what's new, what's changed, what's gone from Classroom, and some best practice on how you can use it going forward. So if you'd like to come with me to the computer, we'll get going. So as you notice that I'm on Google Classroom and the front page has not changed at all, so I can still turn around and reorder how I want my classes to appear. I can also join or create classes as normal. And finally, the assignments still show where they are. What I'm going to do now though is I'm going to click into it, and you can see right from the start it's changed a little bit. So up at the top we now have stream, classwork and people. We don't have stream, students and about anymore. In fact, we don't even have an about tab. How we get to the about area is on the right hand side. We now have a link called about, and we can click on there and it shows us a small pop-up with the name of the course. The class code has now moved here, so if I want to get students to enroll, I can just display the class, and I can make it full screen. They can then click join class and enroll that way, and we've put the room that the course is in. If you want to change any of that, we now need to go up to the cog, and the cog will let us edit that stuff. You'll notice that you can no longer add content in here, so you can't put your schemes of work or your documents which are needed for the whole course in here anymore. I'll show you some best practice on what you should do from that in a moment. But once you've changed that, you can click cancel or save. You have the class code here which you can change, or you can display it there. You can also choose whether you want your students to be able to comment or teachers only, and then you can set up your Guardian summaries and you can decide whether you want to show deleted items. So if we look at the rest of Google Classroom, we'll start from the right hand side and we'll go to people, and your people tab has now been aggregated with your students. So your student tab, student area is the same as it's always been. So if I want to manually add a student, I can just go in, find their name and click invite, and it will invite the student. And similarly, I can now add a teacher just by clicking the name of the teacher in, and it will invite the teachers. So this is a nice area where it's all aggregated into one area. Again, we can look at a student, we can email, we can remove, or we can mute, which we've always been able to do. Another feature which you've got now is by clicking on the student's name, you get to look at their work list. So you can see what work they've done and what's been graded. You can see what other assignments they've got and whether they've done them or not. Also, the left chevron is no longer here, so if you want to get back to your class, you just click on the name now. If we now look at the stream tab, the stream tab looks quite familiar to you, but there's been some major changes on this. So you still have the upcoming assignments, and you can click on the links to take you to the assignments. So if you click on there, it'll take them straight to the assignment. But now you'll notice the only thing I can create in the stream is an announcement. So by creating an announcement, I'll go, this month we are going to work on Unit 2. But you'll notice I can no longer give it a topic, but I can still attach documents if I want to. And then I click post. It does also, of course, give me add class comments, so we can use this almost as a forum for this one particular topic or one particular announcement. But you can no longer add questions or assignments into the stream manually. If we go and look at the classwork tab, this is where the big change for Google Classroom has happened in this beta version. So you'll notice before, when we used to have topics, they used to appear in little grey boxes next to the assignment title or the announcement title or anything like that. Now when you create a topic, it shows in a big bar with all the content underneath it. So for example, I'm going to create another topic. So this is going to be topic 2, science fiction. And then click add. So what can we do with these? Well, we can move them up. So if we want to work on topic 2, we can just move it up to the top. We can also rename the topics. So if I want to rename that to make it consistent, I can just choose and rename it. And then we can add content into it. So to add content, it's like it's always been. You click on the circle, but this time what you've got is you can create an assignment, you can create a question, you can add a new topic, or you can reuse a post. You can't create announcements from this area. So let's say I want to create an assignment. I can create an assignment here. So we can give it a due date. So we just pick a due date as normal. I'm going to go into August. And then the time. The time still defaults to midnight. And then we choose a topic. So we're going to say this one comes under Unit 2. We can, of course, still attach documents and pre-populated templates as normal. But in this case, I'm just going to click Assign. And as it gets created, it will appear under Unit 2 in the assignment. Now again, one of the great features of having the topics is rather than having to move everything up if you're using it, if we then went back to Unit 1, we could just move the whole topic up to the top, and it would move the topic and everything which is under there back to the top of the page. You may notice you can no longer, as I said, add announcements. So if you want to add content, you need to add it as an assignment. So if I wanted them to watch a video, I would say, watch this video on science fiction. I would give it no due date, and then I could search on YouTube, as I've always been able to do. For the video I want, and click add, and then assign it. And then the last thing I would want to do, didn't add it as a topic, so I can go back and edit it if I want. So I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to put it into science fiction topic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into it now, and because it's not an assignment, I'm going to say it's ungraded. And then go back to the home page and classwork. So now we've got assignments there. We could also ask a question. So we can create question, and our question could be, what is your favorite science fiction film setting? And then we can give the question. Please choose from below. And then we've got short answer and multiple choice. So I'm going to go Star Wars, Star Trek, dystopian. And then click ask. And again, we've noticed that I've not put this in as a unit, so I can go and edit it, and I can choose it to be under the topic I want it to be. But you'll notice we've got a different icon now to show that this is a question rather than an assignment. So they're the main changes in Google Classroom from a teacher's point of view. If we go and look at it from a student's point of view now, So I've got my course there. I've got when my next assignment is due. I'm going to click onto it. As a student, I do have the About tab, but it just shows me the information that you posted as a teacher. I'm going to look at my stream, and everything that you've posted will always appear in the stream, just not in a topic format. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my classwork to see what I've got today. And Unit Science Fiction 2 is what I'm working on, so I'll answer this question. So I'll click into the question, and I can choose which I want and submit it. And then I can click back. If I go to classwork, you'll see that it's now greyed out. This means that as a student, I know that I've done it. Same with this assignment, I've already done it, so I know it's not there. Again, as a student, I've got a to-do tab on the enrolled area, and I can click on there. I can see what work I've got to do, and also I can see what work I've already done. And it'll show me that I've done this one. So that's a brief overview of the beta version of the new Google Classrooms. As I stressed earlier, it's still in a beta format, and there'll be lots of feedback going back to Google, and they'll be taking it on board, any changes which they think people want. When it gets closer to being released, I will let everyone know. But I hope you've found it useful, knowing what's coming around the corner. And stay tuned to this channel, and if anything changes in the meantime, I'll let you know. So thanks for watching.